Hello, welcome back to Crystal Clear Coaching. You're here with me, Crystal, and on this channel we like to tune into you. Well, you hold space for you to tune into you, and I'll tune into me. Sometimes I'll share stories about what's going on with me tuning into me, so that might resonate with you tuning into you. So I'm a deeply trained and certified life coach in a whole bunch of juicy modalities, and I am a huge advocate for the best and highest, us going for our best and highest in life and what we want, and what's pure and true to our soul and our being. And I forget that not everyone is necessarily looking at the world with that lens. In fact, it's probably quite rare. So sometimes I get a little shook when I am doing something in a completely wholesome and innocent way, just playful like a child, and it gets misconstrued, or somebody else tries to take it to a non-wholesome place. Like, don't get me wrong, I like taking it to a less wholesome place eventually in certain areas of life, but you gotta work your way up to that, Let's just have a little fun energy that is completely wholesome before, to show that we appreciate each other as human beings first and foremost, and then any other beautiful, creative, sexual energy can come later, if it's aligned, if things and values line up, and this isn't always to do, I said the word sexual, and a lot of people will take that straight into a non-wholesome space, but sexuality is our creativity. If we want to tap into our creativity, the best way to do that is to go through that channel of transmute that sexual energy into the art we want to create in this world. It's a powerful thing. And you do it from this authentic, raw, honest place of wholesomely just actually wanting a creation to come together. It's just so much more beautiful. It's so much more beautiful. Can we just appreciate that? Okay. I've had this term in my head for a while. Maybe it's too many rom-com books that I've listened to, or rom-coms that I've watched, but I have a term I'd like to share today, and that is wholesome horniness. So that's when, in the rom-com, the couple in the lead up, they, to being intimate together physically, they have a really wholesome, caring back and forth first, and they're both into it and horny for it, so to speak, but they come about it from this place of pure joy, play, fun, love, just wanting to please the other person, and also they're happy hanging out with that other person, just to be with that other person, and with nothing sexual even involved whatsoever. So it's a beautiful thing. I think we all need to lean into this wholesome horniness ideal in this day and age of awful things being unmasked about the darker side of sexuality, and also just porn addictions and shit like that. Have we just lost our sense of play and wholesomeness in order to see human being as a human being that's whole, complete within themselves, and it's just looking for that connection. And like, can we respect, if something's not aligned for them with us, or vice versa, without it getting into a kind of dark sexual energy. And look, I'm not yucking anyone's yum here. If you're into a dark sexual energy, good for you. I just really believe that everyone wants to be seen as a good person and have someone believe in their best and highest, and to do it in a wholesome way when it's with someone you're dating and seeing, and then whether you've been intimate physically yet or not, or you're hoping to, like, just won't you feel so much more loved and cherished and appreciate the depth of that beautiful moment more if you come at it choosing the wholesomeness first, for like, you discern this for yourself, but like, for a decent work of time, you can't just lean straight into it when you just met someone and expect there to be the groundwork laid for you seeing each other as whole human beings before getting sexual. And yeah, again, never yucking anyone's yum here, but if you're looking for true partnership connection, I do think it takes some time to get to know someone and like show each other your wholesome sides. Not that you have to be 100% wholesome, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, like, how can we just see, like, I guess, kind of like our inner playful child that we all have within us that comes up frequently, and they've got their hopes and dreams that hopefully you've integrated consciously with your hopes and dreams for yourself as an adult now at the age and stage you're at. But yeah, wholesomeness first, horniness later. I mean, yeah. And those are my favourite books to read. The wholesome, horny ones. I want them to show, I sometimes when you talk about smart, it gets a little, some people will be like, oh, that's a bit trashy, isn't it? And I'm like, some of it, yes, very trashy, don't get me wrong. And you don't always know which one it's going to be when you're listening. But sometimes it's actually the most wholesome, because it's some of the whole, I guess you could say. It's whole. It's the whole picture of that relationship. And if you don't share a good whack of what the physical intimacy is when it's all been leading up to that, it's not the wholesome picture. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want to know how it felt to have that moment, and it's not necessarily all about the sex, because I want to listen to stories that are about people really loving each other and being there for each other, and that's a beautiful thing. But like, quite often, we have a real journey, because we all have unique perspectives and lived experiences where we doubt ourselves, where we have an ego, where we have learnt patterns of ways of showing up that aren't serving us in our best and highest, and could be disappointing those around us. But I mean, more importantly, are you disappointing yourself with how you're showing up? Because that's the worst, most insidious one. And that's also the one that you could regain control over. I'm not going to say it's easy, because if it's like a subconscious pattern that you show up in a certain way, it's going to take a serious shake to your system to have you really choose differently, But yeah, I'd love to invite people to view their dating and relationships through more of a wholesome lens. And maybe you're deep into a relationship and you've been together for years, and yeah, but maybe you just haven't actually been wholesome in a while, and you're missing that, and you're wondering, like, is this all it is? It's like, well, could you bring back more of that playful energy of that wholesome beginning of just seeing each other as cool human beings that you wanted to know each other? Like, can you bring that spark back? Can you find a way to cultivate that, you know? Yeah. I'm glad I shared about this. I love being wholesome. And, like, sometimes, you know, even just hanging out with your mates. I love it. I actually sometimes laugh harder when shit is just so wholesome. But, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I make unwholesome jokes too. It's kind of hilarious, you know. That's what she said, you know. I just think sometimes we need to take certain areas of life a bit more seriously if we want to see the true, deep, like, knowing and seeing and that love, have that love that we know we deserve for ourselves felt, you know, for us, yeah. Because we deserve that. You deserve it, I deserve it. We deserve wholesome horniness. That's what I'm saying today. Alright, we're going to leave it there today. Yeah, we'll just say, so last night's video, I recorded last night. I did a few takes, if being honest. I was very tired and I honestly kept forgetting what I was even saying. But I've rewatched and picked one of the videos to upload. They're pretty much more or less the same, so yeah, anyway, hopefully it makes sense. Hopefully it's helpful to someone and it's not me just venting, but also sometimes just venting is helpful to someone else. It's helpful to me if nothing else, but yeah, let's choose good energy for ourselves. Okay, much love, see you tomorrow.